Off to a rough start. I don't know how to talk. Hi, my name is Sammie. Welcome to the Found YouTube channel. We're a small-ish indie bookstore in Cochrane, Alberta. We have a mix of new and used books, and a coffee bar, event space, and all of the pretty much anything else you can think of. I'm here because I love to share my book recommendations with everybody every month-ish. It has not been every month recently, but that's okay because I'm back. I'm here now. And for those of you who have watched these videos before, I have all the books in my hand in the store right now. One of them is an ARC. However, I have a copy to show you, so it still counts. Anyways, these are my February book recommendations. We're just gonna get into it because the more I try to come up with something to say, the worse it's gonna get. Okay, the first book is Like in Love with You by Emma R. Albin. And this is, oh my gosh, surprise! Will I ever make a book recommendation without a Regency romance? Probably not. This is another queer Regency romance. It is sapphic. This is the author, I have not read this one yet, but let me explain. This author wrote the Mischief and Matchmaking series, so it's like queer Regency romances. Don't Want You Like a Best Friend and You're the Problem, It's You. Sneaky Taylor Swift lyrics, which is why I picked them up in the first place, but they are fantastic. And this is her newest one. It just came out in January, and so I am so excited to pick this up. It is a sapphic Regency enemies to lovers, which gotta love. Essentially, Catherine and her mother moved to a new town, and her mother has 25-year-old beef with someone else's mother, and so she decides that Catherine is going to steal this woman's daughter's suitor, her future spouse, supposedly. But of course, instead of stealing him, they fall in love, because duh, that's way more interesting. I love her writing style, I love her characters, and so I'm really excited to pick this one up. And also just look at this cover. Are you kidding me? Is this gonna focus? Hello? Focus, please. Are you kidding? I'm obsessed. Even the spine! Can you see that either? I don't know how to make this focus well. Since I haven't read it, I cannot tell you a really long-winded opinion on it, which is probably for the best. It is next on my TBR. I have been waiting for this book for so long. And you should definitely read her other books as well, because if you love a Regency romance, if you love a queer Regency romance, these are it, okay? Second, this is an ARC, but it does come out tomorrow. As I'm filming this, it comes out tomorrow. Let me look this up. Please stop. I'm gonna look up how to say this, wait. Okay, Google's telling me it's Hwawoldong. I might be saying that wrong, but that's this. It's by Lee On-hwa. It is a translated Korean novel, which we all know how I love my cozy translated books, especially the Korean ones. Again, with the cover, come on, people, these are so good. I recommended it in one of my first, I hope you can't hear the vacuum, I'm so sorry. If you can hear the vacuum, it's because Val's doing a great job doing her job. Sorry, everyone. Welcome to the Hyunam-dong bookstore? I always get it wrong, I think it's bookshop. It's one of my all-time favorite books. It was my favorite read last year. It was fantastic. This was I picked this up because it was giving the exact same vibe. And it was very similar in some ways, but mostly was very different, but I loved this as well. It is about a young woman whose grandmother passes away and leaves her with her pastry shop, and it's in debt. It's basically shouldn't be open, but her grandmother says, I need you have to run it for, I don't remember if it's 30 days or 60 days or 2 months or something like that, and then after that you can have this secret, and then you can choose to do what you will. So obviously she's like, well, I have to do it. So she starts running this bakery, and they're only open at night, and she very quickly finds out it is not a normal bakery, and the people visiting the shop are dead, and they are trying to pass on, and so she has to give them a certain pastry that meant something to them in their life, and help them to move on and to whatever world comes after this one. And so she gets to experience, like, see what their lives were and how they died and what happened and their regrets and blah, 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 blah. And each chapter is about a different person that comes in. It is all like snapshots of different people's experiences, but it all ties beautifully, and it's just like very well crafted, very well written. There is something about these Korean authors, these translated Korean stories, that there's like a unique humanness to the story. The way that they paint emotions and relationships and humanity and having dreams or aspirations or whatever, it is so real. Like, it's just it speaks a lot to the human experience, I guess. At least the ones that I've read. And so yeah, it's not long, but it's powerful, and I really, really recommend this one. Last but not least, I'm gonna try not to ramble for too long about this one because it's fantastic. The Tortoise's Tale by Kendra Coulter. First of all, Canadian author. Second of all, as I'm filming this is our book club in a box. The book club is tomorrow night as I'm filming this, so you will have missed it, but you still should read the book no matter what. I have a feeling I've read 4 books this year, and I already know this is gonna be in my top 5 of 2026. The only reason it wasn't in my top 5 of 2025 is because I couldn't finish before Christmas. But this is about, God, how to describe this? The tortoise is the narrator of this book. You're seeing everything through her eyes. You follow this tortoise through over 100 years of her life living on this property where you don't know where it is, but based on context clues, we can kind of assume it's somewhere in Hollywood. And so she kind of sees people come and go. The animals it's kind of hard to, because it's from the tortoise doesn't fully understand everything. My boss compared it to kind of like seeing the world through like a toddler's eyes. Like, they're hearing everything, and so you're reading what they're hearing, so you can kind of understand more what's happening, whereas she doesn't have the context for those kinds of things. It's kind of like it's this like massive estate that they live on. There's a lot of land, and it's not like a zoo, but the person who owns it, he has a lot of money, and so I think he just wants to buy things, and so he has all these like different exotic animals. There's birds, there's obviously a tortoise, there's a monkey at the beginning of the book. Later in the book, there's like donkeys. This man has a lot of money, and so he just buys whatever he wants. Anyways, so you follow her through her life and the connections she makes. There's this one young girl that she meets near the beginning of the book that kind of is there throughout the whole thing and is like her favorite person in the world, and like the way that the tortoise like loves people is like so beautiful and special. Yeah, like frankly, there's no true way to describe all the layers within this book. It is beautifully crafted. It's the author's debut novel, but she's a scientist. She has a PhD from U of T, and she teaches at Western University. She has headed the first major in animal ethics and sustainability leadership. And so she's obviously very passionate about animals, sustainability, the environment, and ethics, and all these kinds of things. And so you're kind of like following that of like, this tortoise was taken from her home. She doesn't know where her home was. She doesn't know how she got here, but it's very clearly not her natural habitat. There's no other tortoises. And so she kind of grapples with that for over a century, and not knowing who she is or what she is, or if there's more tortoises out there like her. And she really loves music, and so there's a lot of music throughout the story that people were playing around her, and there's like people coming to play music, and like all of these like incredible pieces of like, again, with like the raw humanness of like not even naive, but just like unabashed joy. And like when you see these things through her perspective, she doesn't know all the horrible things behind some of these things, and so she can feel the emotion and she feels the empathy for these people, but she can't truly understand the gravity. And so it's a little bit almost of a relief, at least to me, like based on the state of the world. It like there's a level of, you have to know what's going on, you have to be paying attention, but there's no way to really truly separate from the horribleness of it all. And so I think that this is like a pivotal time for this book, and I think everyone should read it. I think the prose is beautiful, the writing is beautiful, it's quite accessible to read. I'm really excited for the book club tomorrow, because I want to hear the author's perspective. I want to hear like some of the people she kind of like snuck in there, and why. And yeah, honestly, I could go on about this book forever. Every single coworker of mine that read it last year, it was in their top 5. Like, it's one of the best books I've ever read, and my boss, Julia, it is one of her favorite books of all time. I think it's probably on my list now too, and it is just like, there's just so many layers. Like, I could go on forever, but nobody cares. Like, you don't want to hear me dissecting this book and hearing all my deep, dark thoughts about it, but you just need to read it. You don't have an excuse. I think it's a book for everyone. I think you need to read it, and it is incredible. I'm gonna stop talking now, because that is plenty of information for all of you people today. Anyways, yeah, so those are my book recs for going into the month of February. I hope that the year is off to a good start for everyone. I hope maybe that you'll pick up one of these books. I had a lot of good things to say about these books today, so if you are interested in any of those, you should definitely pick them up, and you should let me know your thoughts. Guys, I want to know what you think of the books that I recommend. I am nosy. I literally love hearing people's opinions. Even if you hated it, I want to know why. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back and listening to me ramble. You should check out our website, because we've got so many exciting events coming up. So many fun things happening this year we're really excited about. That is all I have to say on that. I'm gonna just cut it off there. Okay, amazing. Bye.